Hello guys. Today I'm gonna show you how I made a little remix of I Had Some Help by Post Malone and Wallen. Here's a little preview. But yeah, I'll take you through the whole track and then at the end I'll show you the whole track. I'll also upload it to SoundCloud if you want to go listen to it. I had a lot of fun doing this, and I used some interesting techniques, which I think you'll find really helpful. So first off, how did I get the vocal? Well, let me explain. I went to Audimee. Not only just AI vocals nowadays, you have they update this. They update. I can't talk. It's been so long. They update their site all the time. They have so many new features now. They have this edit pitch feature, which is in beta, but you basically have Melodyne built into Audimee now. So if you want to check Audimee out, please use my link in the description. I get a small commission. But what I did was I used the isolate vocals feature. Look at this handsome man. I got the whole track from YouTube. Just downloaded an MP3. Not ideal, but it works. I dragged it into here. Check this. Remove instrumental. Oh, I'm not signed in. That's why I don't have it. Here we go.
You got a lot of nerve, don't you, baby? I only hit the curb 'cause you made me. You're telling all your friends that I'm crazy.
It's crazy how much of the instrumental it removes while keeping the reverb from the vocal. It's actually insane to me. And then I also chose remove reverb and echo for this one.
You got a lot of nerve, don't you, baby? I only hit the curb 'cause you made me.
And it's obviously not perfect, but it's perfectly good enough for making a remix. So I got those two, and then I also went to La La La, which I've used a little bit in the past, which is this vocal. Basically, I have two vocals going on at the same time. They're just the same ones, but this one is from Audimee, which is the main vocal.
It takes two to break a heart in two.
So clean. I ended up using the dry version and then adding my own effects, like reverb and stuff like that. And then this one is from La La La, which I put an imager on just to get a little bit more width. There's basically no difference, but that's what I did. But if we take the main vocal here from Audimee, let me turn off all of the effects.
It takes two to break a heart in two. Ooh.
I put on a bit of soothe to sort of tame the high end of the vocal. There's a lot of artifacts in there, stuff like that. And then I add a little bit back with some fresh air, sort of artificially making it a little bit more brighter. Fresh air doesn't only like put on a high band boost, it adds like white noise and things like that. So you get a cleaner high end signal that way. When you're using like a ripped MP3 and then extracting a vocal from it, you get a lot of artifacts. I tend to do this because it adds sort of a cleaner high end. Just a little bit. Tiny bit of OTT. And then a dynamic EQ. I love the Ozone dynamic EQ. Just to add a little bit of this chest, the chest sort of frequency range back, which you lose a little bit again when you're doing the whole extracting a vocal from an MP3 thing. So that's the main processing. It's already processed the vocal like in the original, right? So you don't have to add like a bunch of compression and things like that. It's all about just cleaning it up. And then you can see all these, they go to a bunch of channels. What do they do? What is this? So they're sidechained to a few different channels. All of the effects that I have on these channels here are wet signal only. So I'm not duplicating the dry signal, which would be the case otherwise. So on the first one, I have some Valhalla Room with an EQ after it. On the second channel, we have another reverb. One of them is a bit longer and one is a bit shorter. I guess that's the only difference. On the third channel, we have some delay. Again, no dry signal, only wet signal. On the fourth channel, we have another delay and they're set to different timings. And on the fifth channel, we have another reverb with a huge decay and another delay after the reverb. And yeah, we have some drones here. From my upcoming sample pack. And just that, without any of these instruments.
Baby, you blame me, and baby, I blame you.
It would be enough to just add like a bit of low end.
Baby, you blame me, and baby, I blame you.
So there's a bass. I don't actually use that, I don't think, in the finished product. But we have a little guitar here. Which is Electric Vintage from Native Instruments. Okay. I updated Contact after I made this project, and a lot of the Contact libraries aren't working, like these two, for example, but there should be an acoustic guitar playing the same thing. In this case, for this intro, it sounded a bit better to just do it in Contact, honestly. And then here we also have some chords. Some super simple chords. Chords clean from the Third Vital Bank, I think. You can check that out, link in the description, at mhamusic.com. Dude, I should put this here. Advertising. And yeah, that's the whole intro. Just some drones, some simple sort of chords and things like that. Oh, and then there's also this. I got the instrumental here from La La Lai. It has a lot of artifacts, but still pretty good. Which all the low end is removed from. And then we get into the sort of super simple verse here.
You got a lot of nerve, don't you, baby? I only hit the
So this is just me playing the electric guitar. Just the bass notes, and then it's pitched down, and then some distortion, a bit of reverb, some EQs. There's no low end in this. It's just to add some gritty mids and highs in there for the bass. And then for the actual bass, I'm using Modo bass. So together, we have this drone here. And this drone. And then we have the guitars here as well. This should be more guitars, like I said, but we have this top loop from Guitar Sessions Volume 2. So this is very simple. There's not a lot to show here, actually.
Why'd you throw them stones? You had a wild hair home too.
I love that. And then here's some guitars that are coming in. So I think this track goes in F. It's F, C, A, G. So basically, if you want to start out on F, you have F over here as well. So what you can do is you can put a capo on the fifth fret. You can just play these C, A, C-A-D-9, it's called. CAD 9, G, E minor, D. One is panned to the left, one is panned to the right. I don't know what the processing is on this, but not a lot. A bit of Soundgodizer, some OTT, a bit of Imager, and some Soothe, and an EQ. So yeah, as we get into the build-up here, same chords, but they're played. We have some drop claps with reverb, the vocal, the drop claps, the guitar. We have Contact here supporting the recorded guitars. It has just a totally different vibe. And together, it's so good. It sounds so good in the mix. And they have a filter on them here that get introduced at the same time as the lead. We have the instruments here from the original track as well. can basically just hear like some banjos or something, and then the lead melody. And then that's it. There's nothing more here. No bass, no chords, nothing like that. Not even a drone, I don't think, which is unusual for me. I always put drones everywhere. And then the drop comes, so basically all the energy here in the build-up comes from opening up the filters on the guitars and on the lead, and we also have some risers here. That helps, obviously. I guess this is an appropriate time to show you the lead. It's actually just 4 layers. I think it's a mixture from the 2nd and 3rd Vital Bank, so if you want to get these sounds, everything is 50% off right now. Good opportunity to actually go get the Vital Banks if you don't have them already. This is the first layer. Second layer, lead dist. This is where you're getting a lot of that Avicii vibe from. Love that. Next up, another lead dist, playing at another octave, I think. And the last sound is lead hospitalized. Really sort of distorted sound. Those are the 4 layers that make up the lead. And obviously there's a bit of processing, starting off with an EQ, getting rid of all of this. All of that low end. I could probably dial that back a little bit to get a little bit more of that. Then there's this reverb here, which get increased as the drop goes on. Then we have a filter, which we use throughout the build-up here. Just a regular low-pass filter. Another EQ, some dips here in the mids. We have dynamic EQ, doing some boosting here, but dynamically, so not all the time. And then an EQ like this. I don't know why. I guess it sounded good. So no processing. And with the processing. I guess overall taming the highs a little bit and boosting some of those mids to sort of, I don't know, it sounds more euphoric in some way. Plus the reverb, obviously. Here are the guitars just layered together. The same ones that are here. We have a top loop. Some rides. And some sort of Cashmere loop that I found. Obviously, the Cashmere crowd roar. The risers, here again, the same ones that are in the build-up. The instruments are playing from the original track. Quite a lot. And then the drums. Obviously some piano. And then the bass. Long bass, low end support. Vital Bank Volume 3, I believe. And long bass first. Just a really simple, gritty bass with some of the low end removed. And then all the instruments are linked to a Fruity Balance, which is doing the side chaining. And then I think that's it. You thought I'd take the blame. That's it. That's how I made my little remix. I hope I covered everything. It's very simple. There's not a lot of stuff going on. There's some guitars, there's some nice ambience. Obviously the vocal is doing most of the work and the songwriting of the original track is doing most of the work. I didn't really do anything here. Even the melody in the drop is the same as in the original. Let me know if you have any questions. If not, I would like you to take a quick look at Checo. He is asleep. We have to go outside. And like I said, everything is 50% off right now, so great opportunity. If you like this video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.